I promised I would do this video, and I'm excited to do this for you guys. I did a video a few weeks ago and I asked you guys if this would be something you would be interested in learning. And I used to actually be in the profession where I was president of a very large company with dealing with women in network marketing and women entrepreneurs, women in direct sales. And in that 10 years or so that I was doing that, when I was president of that company, a lot of people actually came to me when they were ready to choose a network marketing company, ready to choose something to get into, online and offline. And because I've seen the guts of the industry of network marketing and direct sales, and they always felt like they could come to me for advice because I've kind of seen like the underbelly of the industry quite a bit. And I was able to tell them like things to look for, things to stay away from, things to absolutely 100% like avoid. So anyway, so I promised you guys a few weeks ago that I would do this video, and by request, here I am. It might get me some haters, and that's okay. I'm fully aware of that, so that's fine. So let me know if you are on, if you are watching live, just drop live below or just say hi or something. If you are new to my videos, type new below. I always like to give you a shout out, and especially if you share. But if you're new to my videos, I like to just welcome you and say hello. So let's get into this. I've actually got a lot to talk about. This topic is something that is near and dear to my heart because it absolutely has to do with network marketing, the heart behind it all, and really just actually kind of Jacob, hello Jacob, hey Barbara, of just how to choose a company, what to avoid, some traps I would stay away from, like how to tell. I think that's super important, but also, you know, here's the thing, like I'm actually in a Facebook group for women entrepreneurs, and the conversation came up like, there are some people out there who think direct sales, network marketing is a scam. It's a pyramid scheme. Don't do that. And here's the thing. I think that like this is probably be a whole nother topic, but the network marketing and direct sales profession has a bad rap in some people's minds because some people are super gross who are a part of this industry and they make it weird, right? So the profession itself sometimes gets a bad rap, but I want to just literally lay it out for you. I'm a pretty type A person. I want to lay it out for you of like, how do you know if what you're involved in is actually a scam? Like, what if it sounded really good and maybe you did a little bit of research and it sounds great to you, but you kind of maybe feeling like, okay, I really actually do want to know though, like, is this something that's going to last? How do you know, right? So what I want to do is I want to give you guys several things that I've written down, how to tell right away, like you can kind of use discernment to tell if it's a scam, how to tell if it's something that you should be involved in or not, how to tell if, you know, here's the reality, how to tell if you should really invest your time in it. Because what happens if what you're involved in, you put in a ton of work, you put in a ton of, you know, your effort, and you introduce your friends to it, and all of a sudden your company is getting shut down. Maybe the corporate office is getting raided and they've got guns drawn, and like that happens. So, you know, and here's the thing, like for those of us who are promoters of these companies, who are reps for these companies, there's some things that you can avoid, and not getting involved with things like that. So I'm just gonna give you guys kind of the lowdown, okay, of some things to look for and all of that. So if you think this would be valuable, here's the thing. If you have people who are on your Facebook, who follow you, who are Facebook friends with you, who are in the network marketing profession, you need to share this with them. Just hit the share button. Sharing makes you a more attractive person. Sharing is caring. And just drop the word share below if you happen to share it. I love to give you guys a shout out. I really think that, you know, these types of videos, these are generic. These help everybody. These also help the whole network marketing profession, I feel like as a whole, rise to be better. Thank you so much for sharing, Barbara. Because the reality is that we're just people, right? People in this profession are people. We all want to do good. We all think that what we're doing is the best thing, right? Now, I come from a little bit of a different perspective because I've been on the corporate side of network marketing. I have seen the underbelly. I have seen the guts. They've all been out on the table, like, and I've seen it all. And here's the thing, I love this industry. Yes, I'm in a network marketing company, but I'm telling you straight up, like almost every day I get messages from people who are talking about not necessarily joining my team, my company. They're looking for a place that's best for them. And so what I've gotten really good at over the last 10, 15 years is helping people choose a company that's best for them, helping them avoid some of the most common traps that I see happening with people before they get involved in something. And the sad thing is that some people come to me after the fact, after their company has been shut down, after they like really see behind the scenes. It's kind of like Wizard of Oz. Like everything looks beautiful and wonderful until you like peek behind the curtain and you're like, oh, it's just this little dude running everything, right? It's really not as glamorous and as awesome as I was promised. So I'm gonna give you guys 10 things to look for, and I'm gonna go as fast as I can. I'm a speed talker, so y'all can watch this on a replay if you're like, what the heck did she just say? 10 things to look for before you join a network marketing company. I want to give you guys some like red flags, major red flags of things that you need to know right now. If you are in a legit company, you have got to share this out because there are people who need to know this information. I'm gonna literally lay out some stuff that should absolutely be sending out red flags, alarm bells, and all of that for you guys, okay? And then also, literally, let's just start with the definition of pyramid scheme. Can we talk about that? Let me know in the comments, has anybody ever called what you do, if you're in network marketing, or maybe you're not in network marketing, and you kind of like instantly put up like the defense and think that the direct sales, like Pampered Chef, Tupperware, Amway, all that kind of stuff, you immediately think that's a pyramid scheme, okay? Listen, you guys have probably all heard, thank you for sharing, Bonnie. You guys have all heard probably the whole like, well, every organization is a pyramid shape, right? Like let's take the US government, okay? President at the top, you know, Senate, Congress, da 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 da. It's all Girl Scouts. There's somebody at the top, there's a bunch of people at the bottom. Every corporate America, there's somebody at the top, there's more people in the middle, and there's even more at the bottom. Everything is a pyramid. I'm not gonna get into all that. What people are actually saying when they actually say that's a pyramid scheme, y'all, pyramid schemes, AKA Ponzi schemes, are literally illegal. They're like actual crimes, okay? They're illegal. What makes something a pyramid scheme, by definition, is when it's a business model that promises payout of any kind based solely on the enrollment of another person where there's no products or services exchanged for that money. Meaning, when someone pays a company to join, and that company pays the person who recruited them based on the enrollment fee. Like if I pay $20 to XYZ company to join, and you're the one that recruited me, and I don't get anything for my $20 other than the fact I joined, if you're paid a single dollar on that enrollment fee, by definition, technically it's a pyramid scheme. If no product or service is exchanging hands for my dollars, that's a pyramid scheme. Everything, we're talking like 1% of the stuff out there, okay? Everything else, when a product or service is purchased for that money, if I join and I get something in return, that is not a pyramid scheme. Can I get a hallelujah or amen here? That is not a pyramid scheme. It's not illegal to sell a product to another person and receive commissions for it. Guess what? Realtors do it. Car salesmen do it. The person who owns the grocery store franchise that you purchase your grocery stores from, do it. Every single person who has a business that sells a product where someone else earns commission for selling said product, that is a legitimate business model. The end, okay? Not the end though, because I've got 10 things y'all need to really look for. Now here's the thing. The companies that are out there are some companies that are not by definition pyramid schemes. Okay, they have not been designated as a pyramid scheme. However, I've been around the block, y'all. Like, I've been around this industry for a long time, almost 20 years. I'm like 93 years old. I know I look good for my age, but I'm just saying, I've been around this business for a very, very long time. Stuff like this stands out to me like neon lights, okay? I choose companies very, specifically. There are 10 things literally that I run through that I look for. But there are some gray areas out there that I see in some companies where it's not necessarily a pyramid scheme, okay? It's not illegal. However, gray areas, meaning the way that they're operating their business model sends up alarm bells for me, and it should for you. So those are some things that I want to share with you guys, okay? Number one, wait, it's fine. Okay, oh, here we go, back again. Okay, hopefully y'all didn't miss all that. Okay, so gray areas. Okay, gray area number one, where it's not necessarily illegal, but it's in danger zone area. If the company, and use your own company, if you're in a network marketing company, compare this, like in your mind, just give this some thought. Or if you're considering joining a company, I want you to really look at this, okay? Because this is some gray area. The first thing that stands out to me as a gray area is if your company, or if the company you're considering charges anything at all to enroll as a rep. That might get me some hate mail, I know. Let me explain. If you're charging something, if the company is charging for you to join, just to join, where you don't get any products or any services for that fee, if they're literally just charging you to enroll, even if it's non-commissionable to your sponsor, it's a gray area. It's not a pyramid scheme by definition, because if they're not receiving commission on your enrollment fee, all right, that's by definition not a Ponzi scheme, but I'm telling you right now, there are government regulators who are absolutely watching like a hawk, and they are focused on companies that have any fee. I'm talking $1. If your company charges $1 to enroll just to be able to sell the product, that is a really, really red flag, okay? It's just something to consider. It's not illegal, but it's a gray area, and I would stand away from it, okay? The other gray area here that's really scary, share this again if you feel like this is like valuable. Y'all, seriously, blast this out. This is something that can help the whole profession rise, I'm telling you right now. The other thing is look at how your company does promotions, or how they talk to people on the videos, how they do their business presentations. What did they talk about the most at conventions? If your company or your field leaders, because they are also watched by government regulations, if they're talking a whole lot about joining as a distributor and buying distributor packages or promoter packages more than they talk about joining as a customer, using the product, buying a customer package, if they are promoting or incentivizing, like do they do sales? What do they put on sales or promos more for? Becoming a promoter and ordering a big promoter package, or becoming a customer and using the product? Which one does your company promote more of or incentivize more of? Are you paid more to recruit promoters, or are you paid more to onboard new customers to use your product? Those are some big red flags, y'all. Like, those are some big things. It's not illegal to promote becoming a promoter more than a customer. But man, I'm telling you what, those are some serious red flags there to look for, okay? So just kind of check it out. What does your company talk about more? What do they incentivize more? The next thing of the gray area, okay? The field, and this is the scary part, y'all. You better consider not only the company, okay, before you say yes, you need to look at what is the field saying about this company or product. Because what your field, what your team members, what your peers are saying on social media, especially in videos, on YouTube, and their blogs, y'all, that is just as intense, that is just as important as what the company is saying. Because here's the reality. If your field leaders, if your future peers are out there making medical claims, saying that their product cures this and their product solves this medical problem and this product, you know, all kinds of medical claims like that, y'all, that is big red flags. Like, stop, stop, stop. Same thing with money. If your company or your field leader are literally posting screenshots of their commissions, posting screenshots of their back office, holding up big checks without saying this is a bonus, like a one-time bonus, if your company is saying that they are, you know, they've earned $800,000 this year in commissions. Y'all, that's an income claim. Here's the kicker. And this is, okay, like I worked with compliance teams, indirect sales companies, and legal teams. So I'm just telling y'all like it is. Like, don't shoot the messenger. Even if you post something and you have that little disclaimer written underneath there, or you post a disclaimer, like you type it into the whatever picture app that you're using, and you're like, not all results are the same, and it depends on your work. And you know that disclaimer that everybody uses, like she lost 50 pounds in 1 week and not all results are the same. Here's the thing, that doesn't count. That doesn't, they're not like, oh, well, he said it, cures cancer and that you're going to make $1 million in your first year. Oh, but he added that little blurb in his photo app, and so we'll excuse that. Nope. Like, it does not work that way. They cannot make those claims and then say, just kidding, I didn't really mean that. Like, they can't do that. So if your field leaders, if your team sponsors, if your uplines, if the sidelines are saying any kind of medical claims to cure, to solve, to get rid of, to whatever, or you're gonna earn X amount of money or whatever. Actually, one of the things that I've seen a really popular company do is that they say you can get a free car. Y'all, no, you don't. No, you don't. You're not getting a free car. You can potentially earn the car bonus. Y'all, like in my company, for example, okay, we never say that you win a free car. No, you're not winning anything. You work your tail off and you can have the opportunity to potentially earn a car bonus. Y'all see the difference? You're not winning no free car. That's not okay to say. So don't start recruiting people and saying because you can win a free car. It doesn't work like that. That's not the prices, right? And even then, if they gave you a free car, you still have to pay taxes on it. So it's not free. You can't do that. They will come down on you so hard. And here's the thing, as a rep, they're not going to come down just on you. They'll come down on your whole company. It happens. Y'all, we have to get the word out that we cannot make claims like that. And if you're considering joining a company where it's full of like wild and crazy claims like that, run as fast as you can. Find a company that is conservative. Find a company that overpromises or underpromises and overdelivers. Don't join a company that's overpromising. Don't do that. It's no bueno. Okay, the other thing is the executives. Okay, now this is crazy. Y'all aren't gonna believe me, but I promise, I swear, like Girl Scout, I promise this is the truth. There are some companies out there where the corporate executives, as in like CEOs, founders, corporate executives, they go into other field leaders' inboxes and try to recruit them out from their network marketing company and into theirs. They are corporate executives. There is one in particular, I'm not gonna say his name, but he is literally on my friends list. He has multiple times messaged me in my inbox telling me to leave my company and join his company. He is the CEO. Y'all, like if your field leaders or if your executive team members are recruiting in a non-ethical way, run, okay? All right, let's get into this, right? So those were just the gray areas. I'm gonna give you guys 10 things y'all need to look for, okay, before you join a network marketing company, just in ways to decide. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I help a lot of people decide what company fits them best. I am a advocate of this industry. I love hundreds of different companies. I have been involved in 4 companies over my 20 years in this profession. I still love all of them. I have nothing bad to say. I literally, yes, Brian, if executives had their hand in the downline, run! Yes, seriously. It's unethical for executives to recruit out from under other companies, okay? Or to have their hand in helping downlines. Like, it's not a freaking shell game. It shouldn't be. And for some companies, it is. Some companies, like executive teams, are literally like playing a shell game, helping some people and playing favorites by moving downlines and switching names. And y'all, there's all kinds of nonsense that goes on. Y'all really need to decide, like, if you're deciding to join a network marketing company, give it some freaking thought and ask someone, hey, what do you know? Y'all, if you're putting your name on a company, You've got to know that you know. Now, of course, nothing's perfect. This profession isn't perfect. People aren't perfect. You might make a mistake, and that's okay. But at least do your due diligence. And I'm gonna give you guys 10 things to look for to do your due diligence. These are from personal experience. This is also from literally people asking me, just because I've seen a ton. I know a lot of comp plans. I know a lot of back end stuff about different companies, and I love a lot of companies. Like, you could ask me straight up, hey, what do you think about XYZ company? I've probably heard of it. I probably know people there, and I could probably tell you, yeah, that's a great company, and even give you recommendations. You know, this person really leads their team with integrity. I love the way they do things. I love the systems that they have. If you're thinking about joining this company, you really should think about joining that person if you don't already have someone that you know, like, and trust over there, right? Like, people come to me and ask me stuff like that. So listen, I love this profession, and I'll happily advise people. This is what I used to do for a living, so it's really fun for me. So don't feel bad if you're like asking me for advice. Okay, number one, I really feel like it's important that the product of your company that you're considering joining has benefits that people want or need, okay? Now, let me clarify. I don't necessarily think you have to personally have had results with that product in order to sell it. I don't think so. If you're an influencer, if you're somebody who likes to help other people, here's the thing, and I can do a whole nother training on this if y'all are interested in it. You can sell a product even if you've never had personal experience with said product. And here's a good example. Do you really think all the 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids at the Apple store all have $5,000 MacBooks and big Mac computers and whatever? Do you really think they all own one? No. Can they sell them confidently though? Yes. Why? Because they know the product works for other people. They know the benefits of the product. They know people love the product. There's reviews. They know they can confidently sell it. So does that mean that if you haven't lost 50 pounds using your weight loss system, just because of that, do you really think that that doesn't mean that you can't go sell it to somebody else? No, of course you can. Why? Because other people have. I always tell my team, if you read the stories or you see somebody else on our team share their experience or whatever, you can say, I know someone who lost 50 pounds with this weight loss system. Whatever. I know someone who was able to whatever, right? You can use that phrase. So number one, it needs to be a product that has benefits that can help someone else, something that they want or need. Now, need is a relative term. Like, I used to sell for Pampered Chef. I used to do kitchen parties and sell stuff. I don't like to cook. This is a perfect example. I don't like cooking. I also at the time did not like public speaking. So cooking and speaking at the same time was really funny for me to get involved in, but whatever, I was really good at it. And you know how? Because I knew other people liked to cook. I knew that the products that Pampered Chef sold made their life in the kitchen easier. Okay, so I knew that it was going to be easy for me to sell because it's just a matter of connecting the dots. It was just a matter of me helping other people get what they want. Does that make sense? Okay, number two, can it be duplicated? Now, this is a really big deal. Okay, can it be duplicated? Meaning, what you do and what you're good at is not where it stops. It has to be something that other people can do too. Meaning, does your team, does the company, do they have a system in place? Do they have first you do this, you get their interest, then you do this, you register them for an account, then you do this, you add them to the group. Do they have a system in place? If they do, that means that you're going to be able to have duplication. So if you're looking at this like a business, it is not just you being a superstar recruiter and awesome salesperson, because you cannot do it all yourself. You have to have duplication. Eric Worre says that. You can't just have success because you're awesome. It's not just what works, it's what duplicates. That is the key. So does your company that you're considering or your team that you're considering, do they have a system in place for you to just plug people in, onboard them, and have success? Now, this also might give me some hate mail, and I apologize in advance, kind of. Sorry, not sorry. But I wouldn't join a startup. Here's why. It is not attractive when someone messages me or reaches out and says, this isn't a pre-launch, and you could be like founding member number 30 or whatever. Like, there's no one doing this in your state. This just launched like 2 weeks ago, whatever. Y'all, most startups fail. Most startups close within the first 5 years. That's just a fact. Most startups in network marketing close in the first 5 years. They just don't make it over that hump. Okay. So, and this is a personal preference. But for me, I've been a part of a startup. I've been a part of a founding whatever. Y'all, it was freaking hard. It was like I got in early, and you are talking about you're in when all the bumps are being worked out, all the kinks. So unless you are the type that you love that kind of stuff, like that is totally your jam. You love the speed bumps. You love figuring out the quirks and the challenges, and you love the hiccups with customer service, and you love shipping delays and, you know, back orders and all that kind of stuff. Y'all, it's challenging. And quite honestly, unless you run with a bunch of people who are also like, man, I love that. I love the grind. I love the uphill climb. Unless you've got a lot of people like that, y'all, it is hard, very hard to be a part of a startup. Now, likewise, it's also, in its own way, a challenge to be a part of a very, very old company. Companies that are gigantic and super, super old, you know what they do to try and gain the momentum again is they rebrand. There's companies out there that are 30 plus years old that are telling people straight up, oh, we're a 6-year-old company. Dude, no, you're not. You got a new CEO and executive team, and you slap some new labels on your products, and you are not a 6-year-old company. You are a 30-year-old company with a new coat of paint on the house. That's what that is. It is, you guys have to really look and really decide what you want to be a part of. So I really do think there's a sweet spot. I feel like choosing a company that is new enough where it's not oversaturated, and I say that term lightly because with 2 billion people on Facebook, with people every minute turning 18 years and over to be able to represent the product, with people always being born who can get on your product or start your service, y'all, like, I don't think oversaturation is a thing, especially in the day and age of online and social media. You'd be pretty hard pressed to really say you literally cannot find another person on the planet to talk to about your business or service, because y'all, seriously, there are so many people. But I do think there is something to be said for getting in a company that is relatively new that you can grow with, that is not trying to constantly, like, it's okay for Madonna. Madonna can constantly evolve and reinvent herself. Okay, your company, just because they wash everybody out and slap a new color on their product bottles, does not make it a new company. Okay. Here's the thing. So the other thing is claims. So we talked about this as part of like a gray area. Again, if it's making huge claims that it's going to cure, it's going to, make you X amount of dollars or whatever, it's going to cure this problem, or they're showing people where it's like they're all making all kinds of scientific, there's science behind it. Y'all, if the science is leading to medical claims, they can't do that. So you need to run away from that. But that is definitely something to consider. Culture. So culture is a buzzword I feel like people probably overuse, but in this video, here's what I mean by culture. Just like that CEO, as I was talking about, who literally gets into people's inboxes who are already with a network marketing company, and he's trying to literally poach. What I want to tell you guys about is field culture. Let's talk about drama for a second and gossip. Okay, network marketing is just like any social community. There's going to be people in it. People talk. This profession is also like 80+% women. I used to work with a lot of women as my career. Okay, I was president of a global networking organization for women entrepreneurs. Here's what I can tell you about women, especially. Women talk, okay? So what I want to warn you about is in terms of culture, in choosing a company that's a perfect fit for you, you need to look and see what is that company's or the team culture. If they're bringing people in based on drama and bashing other companies, and this is probably the biggest one and probably the easiest one to discern, is if you're looking to, I love working with women, they talk a lot. I know, seriously. If not like me, they talk a mile a minute. If you are being recruited by someone, potentially your sponsor, and their Facebook, if they're promoting their product or their business by bashing something else, consider it. Consider, do you really want to be a part of that? Because here's the thing. If they bring you on by promoting drama and by promoting comparison and by hate, okay? If they're bringing you on and recruiting you by hating on something else, that is literally their MO. What do you think goes on behind the scenes even more? It is magnified 10 times more behind the scenes in private. So if their recruiting spiel or if they're promoting their product by not, instead of promoting what they love, they're bashing what they hate, run. That is not a part of a culture that you want to be a part of, because negativity breeds negativity. You don't want to be a part of that. Like, run, y'all. You don't want to be a part of that. People who can't promote something without bashing another need to grow up. I'll just say it. They need to mature up, be an adult. If they left a company and a year later they're still talking about the same company and what they didn't like about it and using passive aggressive language, y'all, like, seriously, they need to grow up, and that is, you're up leveled away from it, okay? You don't need to be a part of that. Sponsors. Let's talk about sponsors. Now, I'll be the first to say, sponsors are not everything, okay? You do not have to rely on your sponsor to feed you, spoon feed you, give you everything, provide everything. If you are a sponsor, that is not your responsibility. Your responsibility also has a sweet spot. You don't want to just recruit them and dump them, but you do want to sponsor them and make sure you onboard them and care for them and make sure that they, have what they need. But you don't need to spoon feed them. So when you're looking for a network marketing company to join or a team to join, your sponsor isn't everything. I would actually say, again, this is probably going to get you some hate mail, but you don't necessarily want to join the top leader of the company. Here's why. A lot of top leaders are sitting on the beach drinking a margarita and they're not working their business anymore. Have you noticed how many top leaders in network marketing don't even promote the products anymore? They promote their lifestyle and their new car and the trip and whatever, and how they're doing team training events and they're on stage and whatever, but they are not actually talking about the product itself anymore. They're not doing personal activity anymore. That is something that means a lot to me. If I'm considering joining a company or joining a team, I want to know, what are the top leaders talking about? I don't necessarily want to join a tippy top leader. I want to join somebody who's hungry still. I want to join somebody who, when I perform, it helps them reach a goal that they're still striving for. I want to know that I'm helping someone reach their goal. I don't want to join somebody who's already met their goals and who's like, their business is in the ditch, parked somewhere. Like, they don't even care about growing their business anymore. I want to work with somebody who's still running. I also look to see, are the top leaders still talking about the actual product? Or are they only talking about their stage time and the new car and the new trip and their meetings with the executive team and private Zooms and whatever? Are they still in the trenches with the field? That's really important. So no, your sponsor is not the end all be all, but your sponsor really should still be walking the walk. If they're telling you to do something, I always tell my team, I will never tell you to do something that I am not personally doing myself. And likely I'm doing it way more than they ever can. I want someone to pace me, to outpace me. My mission is to outwork my team. I'm telling them my numbers. I'm telling them how many people I prospected, how many people I followed up with, how many new people I got on our product as customers this week. I'm telling them everything. Your sponsor really should be able to do that too. Not just what trip they took and what meeting they had with the executive that you weren't invited to. No. Okay. Pick a company that other companies can't copy. Now, this is probably a touchy subject because there are a lot of really good companies out there, okay? And being in the online marketing space, I feel like there are a lot of companies that feel like they're in competition with each other when in actuality they're not. I think every company can have a unique space. So I like companies, and I feel like it's easier to promote a company that has a flagship product. If your company that you're considering has like 150 things on the website and 150 things in the catalog, and they don't have like this is the flagship product that we talk about, and everything else is kind of like oh, by the way, we have this too, where basically you just discover it when you're poking around on the website. Your company needs to have a flagship product or set of products, okay, that everyone is talking about. The general hum of the company needs to be about this one thing, okay? That is a flagship product. So in terms of choosing a company, it's like you don't want to be a part of a company that everybody else is like a Me Too company, okay? For example, does your company have the formula itself for the product? Or are they just promoting an ingredient in their shake or something that Billy Bob, the formulator, could totally just go get that berry from the Amazon or something and put it in their shake, and all of a sudden now you have a competitor? Like, does your company own the formula? Do they have a specific formulator only formulating for their company if your company is a product-based company? It needs to be something that you have one person who's able to sell that product, and that is your company. They also really should have patents on it. They should have patents on the formula. They should have patents on the delivery method. Hopefully they also have patents on their back office, their system. They should own that software. They should not have to outsource formulas or software. That's a big one. And that is something that a lot of people have no idea about. So you need to ask questions, especially if this is something you're really taking seriously, like it's something you want to make it into a business. You really should think long-term about this kind of stuff. Okay, like it is a big deal. The last thing you want is for you to join a company and you put all your eggs in the basket and you're putting your name on this company, and you tell people, and a year and a half later, 4 other companies are selling the exact same formula, the exact same ingredient that you've been promoting, that you've been touting, and now all of a sudden they're undercutting you and your company's like an afterthought. They're not even talking about your company anymore. Like, that is really hard, okay? Likewise, if you're in a company that, like I was actually with a company that was a service-based company that is a subsidized service. It was cell phone service. Y'all, here in the United States especially, dude, that is some hard stuff. Because the reality is that in the United States especially, if you are promoting a service-based company that is subsidized from a bigger company, meaning like subsidized basically, so we were promoting a cell phone service that was subsidizing service from T-Mobile. And so basically we were starting people, we were switching their cell phone service onto our direct sales company subsidized service that was basically just piggybacking off of T-Mobile. Well, guess what? T-Mobile is in a price war, and it's a continuous price war to the bottom of the barrel. Whoever can get the bottom price. T-Mobile, our parent company, was competing with the big guys, AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon. So we, as the direct sale, now get this. This is when it became really dumb. And guess what? 5 years, they went bankrupt. They blew out of business. Why? Because it was a service-based company that was constantly in a price war with big, giant companies. That is really hard. If you are in a service-based company where there's not a product that the company owns, you are always going to be in a price war. And you're also, if you're in the US, you're going to be fighting against the giants who are constantly doing mass quantities of sales, and they can get rock bottom prices. If you are competing with your parent company, you're in danger. Stay away from it. It's hard, y'all. That is a really hard business to be a part of. I think the other thing too is, does the company make it easy for you to promote? You know, and this is something that you kind of have to think outside the box. So think like an entrepreneur. Again, this goes back to one of the first things I was talking about is you don't necessarily have to have personal experience with the product in order to be successful at selling a product. You don't. Do you really think everybody who sells Maserati owns a Maserati? No. Do you think the people who sell Tesla own a Tesla? Not all of them. But here's the thing, can they sell that? Yes, because they know that it works. They know that it's got good reviews. They know how, you know, they're using it based on third-party validation, other people's reviews, right? So does the company have enough validation for you to be able to promote it? Meaning, does the company have videos with testimonials that you don't have to go create the wheel? You don't have to make all these videos and hire a production company and hire a marketing agency and all this kind of stuff. Does your company provide that stuff for you for free? You should not have to pay for that stuff either. To me, that's kind of one of those gray areas. I don't like companies that have to charge you for systems, for websites and videos and trainings and stuff like that. I mean, some people do, it's totally up to you, but it's not like illegal. I just don't prefer it. But does the company make it easy for you? Does the company put out before and after pictures? Does the company put out videos? Does the company put out marketing materials? Do they run sales to help you acquire new customers? Do you have to fork out your own money to do your own promos all the time? And does the company tell you to buy a ton of stuff, like front load a ton of product so that you can hopefully maybe someday possibly sell it later? That's really hard too. If you're having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on inventory on like leggings or makeup or jewelry or something in hopes of selling it later, that's wonderful for the company. That's awesome for your uplines. That is not good for you. So does the company make it easy for you to promote and for you to sell? Like, are they giving you everything that you need and handing it to you? Hopefully they are. So, and the last thing, number 10 is, are you rewarded quickly for your efforts? Do not really, you should not have to wait a month to earn commissions on a sale that you made today. I would say at the most, wait a week. If your company does not have weekly rewards, if they're only rewarding you once a month, y'all, that is a really long time, especially for somebody who's new. If they're just getting started and they're new, they need to see like instant gratification. Like, we try to help people earn their, first, whatever, their first bonus in their first week. That is the goal. Like, and for customers, same thing. Do they have a rewards plan for your customers? Again, that's part of the gray area that I mentioned earlier in this video, is if the only people who are talking about your product are promoters, you're at risk. Y'all, that's pretty dangerous territory there. The people who are on your product should be talking about your product. It should not only be customer testimonies and reviews from promoters. It should be testimonies and reviews from customers too. So does your company make that easy for the company to do? Does that company make it easy for you to acquire new customers? I mean, like, your customers should be rewarded for referring their friends. In my opinion, it also makes it really easy for you to grow your volume. If you've got your promoter team over here promoting, and then you also have your customers over here referring a couple of their friends so that they can get their product for free or whatever your company has in place for them, y'all, like, that helps you, number one, acquire more customers, but number two, it also gives validation to where people who are not just making an income are talking about your product. Your customers are talking about your product too, I hope. They better be. Otherwise, it's a gray area. It's very risky, right? So here's the deal. If you're considering joining a company, like, again, it's pretty straightforward. A pyramid scheme is illegal. If you're in network marketing, stop letting people call what you do a pyramid scheme. Stop letting your Aunt Matilda at Thanksgiving dinner say what you do is a scam or a pyramid scheme, or for goodness sake, some people still stuck in the dark ages will call it a Ponzi. Stop it. You need to correct them. You need to be educated enough to know a pyramid scheme, AKA a Ponzi scheme, they're illegal. It's illegal. Aunt Matilda, I would never get involved in something illegal, of course. What I am involved in is the direct selling industry. The direct selling industry in the year 2017 did over $180 billion, with a B, billion dollars in sales. In 2017, they did over $180 billion in sales. Hollywood itself, as in the movies, the revenue that came in from movies in 2017 did about $40 billion. Y'all, this is a giant profession, a legitimate profession, a profession that should and could be shared worldwide because it is helping people. However, there are very few and far between they are Ponzi schemes, they are pyramid schemes, they are giving you nothing in exchange for your money, and then the person who enrolled you is getting something. That, by definition, is a pyramid scheme. that is illegal. Everything else, if you are selling a product, person receives product after they pay for product and you earn something from it, that is legit. That is legit. Do not quit. Oh my gosh, all of you 90s kids, can I get an amen? Too legit to quit. Okay, so that is what I have for you guys. I love this profession. If you have questions about anything, like this is actually what I used to do for a living, is advise people. And like, I would have people all the time come up to me saying, hey, I'm considering, you know, this company, what do you know? Do you know anybody in blah, blah company? Like I build relationships with pretty much a lot of people from a lot of different companies. And I can absolutely like advise like which companies are awesome. And I love this profession. I seriously, there are like 150 companies that I'm totally like, yes. And like I said before, I've been a part of Pampered Chef. I've been a part of Send Out Cards. I've been part of several different network marketing companies. And I love them. Like, even though I'm not a part of them, I don't represent them anymore. I've moved on. I have nothing bad to say. You're gonna learn something from every single phase of your life. You can learn something from, right? So take those lessons, and as you know better, you do better, right? So that's kind of how I look at it. So anyway, so I love talking about this stuff, so don't be shy. Let me know if I can help you in any way. Thank you guys again for sharing this video. If you are new to watching my videos, just type new below so I can say hi. If you shared this video, let me know, say shared below, and I would give you a shout out. And if you hit my face right there on the video, you'll get an option to follow and turn on notifications. So when I go live again, you'll get notified and you'll catch the beginning. Otherwise, if you're catching me on replay, thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on another video. Bye everyone.